Among retrospective reviews, Eric Vespi of Ain't It Cool News said, New Year's Evil falls into that I don't love it and I don't hate it gray area of mediocrity that doesn't exist to inspire any kind of passion one way or the other. On the other hand, it's too goofy and amateurish to really be creeped out by, and on the other hand, it's not fun enough to rally behind.
I don't think it's meant to creep people out.
No, and I do disagree with that second half of that statement. This movie is fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what these people are thinking. New Year's Evil was released on DVD via on-demand pressing from Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's limited edition collection on June 28, 2012. Scream Factory, a subsidiary of Shout Factory, released the film on Blu-ray on February 24th, 2015. Yep, that's all I got.
I'm trying to, quickly down. Just like, you know what? You just reminded me. Can I find this on? Oh my god. Okay.
How much? I'm guessing way out of print, right?
$81.
Yep. That
on
sounds
Blu-ray.
about right.
That sounds like
about
out
right.
of print.
You know what? It will get it. Somebody will buy it.
And again, another, I do have a note. It is unfortunate, but yes, the man who does play Evil did unfortunately pass away. Kip Nevin did pass away earlier this year. May 6, 2019. So he will be missed.
Yes, definitely.
Because he is in this movie.
Spectacular in this film.
But we do get to New Year's Evil. We get our main character. I mean, technically our final girl?
I guess, but she doesn't really... Well, no. The ending. She does do something. Yeah. She doesn't do much throughout the picture as far as, actual final girl status. She's not, haunted by this thing, kind of. It's just a couple phone calls, but I guess she kind of is. It's weird. It's kind of a strange film.
It's Diane Blaze Sullivan here, a MTV VJ type character.
She's like the rock girl, I'm guessing, that because she says she's like your rockin' queen or some such nonsense. So, and she looks like she's been doing this for a while.
And she's going to be hosting New Year's Evil, I guess. Is that
That was the title, yeah.
At the and the Hollywood Hotline, I guess that was the whole thing. We get the song. Yes. We get a bunch of punks going to the venue.
Yeah, that's the weird part. We listened to the song almost in its entirety for the credits, and all we're doing is watching this group of punks drive to the venue and just say horrible shit.
Yeah.
Weird.
And then when they get to the hotel, we get some weird cop. Tickets.
Yeah.
Tickets. I'm like, why is he saying it like that?
I don't know, but that seems to be his choice. I think he's one of those, day player theater actors, and he's just like, well, this is my one shot to be in this movie. I'm going to make a choice.
This is your one line, choice. Dave. Make it count.
I nailed it. And then, he went home, and it's just baby banging his wife, just going, I've just made it in life now. Thank you. Just so happy.
The punk leader.
Try and get that image out of your head, by the way.
He's going to pull a blade on him.
Yeah.
But no, it's a comb.
Actually, no, it's a blade. He's just combing his hair with it, because, I don't know, that's a thing, I guess.
So, Diane has a very weird son, who gets weirder as this film progresses.
We skipped the what's it called, the preamble.
Oh, right, I forgot Yvonne.
So Yvonne,
Jesus, who could forget Yvonne?
Yeah, well, so she's pretty forgettable.
So I guess it's her manager, or not her manager.
Definitely her friend, possibly
Ernie's
her
manager.
Yeah,
I guess her assistant. She gets.
It's the one legitimate slasher movie moment where she's in her hotel room by herself and she's talking to Blaze on the phone and I'll be down in a little bit, whatever. And then she's like, oh, the door's kind of open, so she shuts the door. Doesn't seem to go, okay, that's fucked up. I probably shouldn't be investigating the strange noise, but she does. She goes into the bathroom, turns on the shower, he bursts out. We don't see his face. This is what confuses me, and I'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
And then stabs the shit out of her. She dead. Okay, we move on. And this is where we catch back up to where we were.
Yeah. it was very weird because obviously we find out who the killer is. Just like, well, he was already there, but then he left.
It's not just that. Like that's well, yeah. First of all, yeah, he's there and he left because we'll get to what he's doing in a minute. Although you did hear it in the intro because I just felt like that whole thing just needed to be played.
Because she's taking phone calls. Yeah. The first phone call is from some idiot who requests,
doesn't know the name of the song.
Who requests a line.
Yeah.
From because she's like, I would like to request. We don't need no education.
Yeah.
Or no, not request, but like that's the best song of the year.
What is the best song of the year? And she says, "We don't need no education." And I'm like, that's not even the name of the song.
No. And then her second phone call.
It also came out in 1979. So is it 79 to 80 or 80 to 81? I think
it's 79 to 80.
I guess
because this is New Year's Eve, 1979, going into
I guess.
Evil calls in with that weird ass voice modification.
Yeah, and they make a point of hiding his face.
Yeah.
Why? I don't understand.
For this one scene, why? Because you see it for the rest of the film.
We're about to see him in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And we never stop seeing him. But that's not the only time I question it.
So, he says that he will kill... Now, first off, he says he'll kill someone close to her, correct?
Yes.
Every because this thing is being simulcast in New York City, Chicago, Aspen, Colorado. So
they're doing all of the different time zones.
And this is in L.A. Mm-hmm. So at the stroke of midnight in a different time zone, he's going to kill another person.
Yes, someone close to her. Yet, he's already killed someone close to her, not at New Year's.
And also, everyone else he proceeds to kill in this film has nothing to do with her.
Yeah. Just random ladies.
So, okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of gets creeped out, but at the same time, she's like, whatever.
There's a show to do, and this is, But yeah, we've also got a creepy-ass son, like we mentioned, and, like, he's got a, what's it called? He's got a part on a sitcom or something, or a TV show.
A space show.
Yeah, but she has no time. Has no time because she's preparing for a show. To me, I'm like, yeah, okay, she's a little bit cold, but I'm like, I can understand she would be preoccupied because she's got her show going on.
And she says at the end, like, listen, after this is all done, we'll go to dinner and you can tell me whatever
all
you
about
need
it.
to tell me.
Yeah. And it's like, that seems fair, but no. Apparently now she's the worst mother ever, but we'll go on. We're moving on.
We cut to like the Crawford Sanitarium.
Yes.
This is where the killer now sneaks into, of which we now see his face.
Yes. And
he dons a disguise. He dons several disguises in this film. This is a doctor. Obviously, he's in a sanitarium. He's got to dress like a doctor. Mm-hmm. Runs into Nurse Jane. Mm-hmm. And just seduces the shit out of her.
The most 80s thing ever. She lights a cigarette in the hospital.
Yeah.
Because, you can do that. And just
he
seduces her.
Yeah, he sneaks in some bubblies, like, I got some champagne.
Yeah. Do you want to go somewhere? And, okay. So I think we cut to Blaze again backstage where she runs into
This is where Ed Clayton and Sergeant Greed come in.
Yeah.
Because she wanted Ernie to get, or she wanted her manager to get the cops because she's worried,
like,
right?
That's fucked up for somebody.
And they're like, listen, lady.
Yeah. Asshole cops.
I'm not surprised you got a prank phone call. Look at the
fucking people.
Look at the people you got out there. Basically, your fan base is a bunch of punk losers, and one of them just prank phone called you.
Yeah. What do you expect? And it's like, wow.
I expect you to do your fucking job.
Somebody threatened...
Officer Clayton.
Somebody threatened her, even if it is like, these kind of people. That's a crime.
Because if she ends up dead, that's on you.
Yeah. A threat like that is a crime. You have to look into it. And they do say that they will, but they're very dickish about it. I'm like,
very dickish.
Oh, so we're hitting slasher
especially
movie.
Clayton.
Yeah, like we're hitting slasher movie trope number 452. The cop that is an asshole.
Diane calls Derek to come down. He's not interested, and I think he takes some pills and he's just freaking out.
Well, yeah, he's calling her, and then like, whilst he's talking to her, he's sort of having this like debate whether to take pills, which he eventually does take. So I'm not quite sure how this happened, because it looks like that's his medication. I don't know.
So Evil makes out with Jane, hits record on his...
He's carrying a tape recorder.
He carried his device, because I guess that's like the newest, because he says later in the film, like, modern technology, right?
Yeah.
And as it's being counted down in New York City, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, he stabs the shit out of her.
Yeah.
And again... off-screen.
Yeah.
Like Yvonne, off-screen.
The only blood we see is on the knife, which is pretty much par for the course with this movie. The only blood we see is on the knife. Where the gory aspect is, I don't know.
Derek. Then,
yeah.
has pantyhose
Yep.
in his hand. He's cutting it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same blade, by the way, that Evil's carried around. Not that that's foreshadowing.
To be fair, though, the punks had the same thing.
Switchblade's a switchblade.
Switchblade's a switchblade.
He cuts it up.
Yep. Puts it on his
talking
face.
to himself in the mirror, I guess. An allegory for his mother, like talking to his mother, whatever.
I guess.
I'm not good enough for you, whatever.
Yeah.
Puts it on his face,
and
then puts a pin in his ear.
Because he pierces his own ear with a really large needle.
Okay.
Sure.
Evil with a second disguise.
Yes.
Now with the dopest mustache possible.
Okay. May I ask, I mean, I understand why you would want the dopest mustache. I get that part. Why is he disguising himself? Nobody here knows what he looks like.
Yeah. No.
Like, you don't need that mustache.
That stash is not for anybody.
No.
Because no one in this bar knows who you are. This is not Cheers.
Yeah.
You're not Norm.
Yeah, this is a very strange disguise to put on. Because you can really
He just wants to
up.
look as 70s as possible going into the 80s.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because seeing that this is, I'm assuming, 1979, it's still very 70s.
Yeah, and it's funny because where he goes in is my favorite place. It is literally the definition of the death of disco. Like, he's at this horrible...
This is where disco went to die.
Yeah, this is some horrible bar that is like a disco bar, but it's clearly like all the people who've been listening to disco for the last decade have given up because they're all older now, and it's just sad because it's not full, and I don't know if that's a budgetary thing, but it just looks so sad.
And he chats up a girl and gets her to leave with him.
Yeah.
And she's just like, well, I just gotta go powder my nose.
I gotta go to the ladies' room. I'll meet you outside. Because he says he's a business manager for
Eric Estrada. I'm like, well, let me just go reach WayBack to get that name out of the past.
Well, no, it should be then. That dude was the hottest TV star, right? Fucking Paunch, man. Chips was the shit back then. So yeah, so basically he's like, I've got a party. You might like some interesting people. And she's like, okay, I'll go with you. And yes, she is that vapid.
Oh yeah, she's very,
horribly vapid.
Yeah,
so then he's like, I'll meet you outside. So she goes, and then when she meets
in between
up,
that and here, we get more stuff with the cops and Diane. One of those like keep him on the phone next time he calls. We'll record.
See Black Christmas.
Yeah, this is where she comes, but she's got her roommate, and he's not happy. He's like, fuck.
I'm pretty confident this roommate got paid by the line. Because she says 4 words in the whole movie. And it's like there's times when she's being talked to and she just gives looks like she's Silent Bob. I think they were paying her by the line.
I guess, because I don't...
So weird.
What I like most about this movie is that throughout the night, this guy runs into so many problems trying to kill people. To an almost comedic level.
It does become comedic, and weirdly to a point, you're rooting for him.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, I think they missed the mark on this plan, because you're just like, I'm sitting there, especially with this one, where basically she's going off on fucking transcendental meditation. I'm like, didn't you just say you were from
yoga and fucking... Yeah,
didn't you say you're like from fucking Ohio, and you're like, now you're the most Californian lady in the world, and then... He's like pissed off because it's 5 minutes to midnight, and he's just like, "Fucking goddamn it, shut up!" So she mentions that her roommate has nervous diarrhea.
Yeah, well, it helped with Lisa's nervous diarrhea. She's like, "Sally."
Yeah, she finally speaks to say that.
Shut up!
Like, hey, bitch, leave my asshole out of this.
Yeah, maybe leave that out of your conversation.
But it's foreshadowing because she says she needs to make a pit stop, so they go to a liquor store so she can go take a poop. And he gives her $100 and says, go find the biggest bottle of bubbly you can.
She comes out with the smallest bag imaginable, by the way.
I assume she thinks she can keep the change.
Yeah.
So she goes off, and while she does such a thing, she's just like, he goes, hey, do you want to smoke a square or something? Like, it's some weird line that I've never heard or something like that. It's just basically smoke a joint. I've got this really cool Colombian shit, which is pretty much everybody.
Yeah, look in the bag.
Look in the bag. So she sticks her head in the bag, and he starts choking her to death, and whatever. He manages to kill her. Good for him. And then, this is where she buys the liquor, and he's counting out the money. So clearly, she's got a lot of money left.
Yeah.
So she walks out with, the smallest bottle possible. I'm like, I don't even think a bottle of champagne fits in that, but cool. She
finds a shoe.
Yeah, the car's gone.
I believe finds the other shoe.
Finds both the shoes, and then
a bit of her dress
a dumpster
hanging out of the dumpster.
Yeah, so she puts the bottle down rather gingerly, and I'm like, you think your friend's dead? I think you might just drop the bottle.
Yeah.
But cool. So then she opens up the dumpster and rah.
Well, no, it's like he flicks a lighter.
Yeah.
You see his face, ah, and then he pulls her in, kills her off screen.
Yeah.
So he gets 2 for the price of 1.
Mm-hmm.
I think he recorded it somehow.
He did.
He recorded.
He recorded the choking. He didn't record the other girl. Well, he did because they do play it.
She's just extra.
Yeah.
And on his way to his next kill, who's going to be a nun, I think.
I guess.
Because he's dressed like a priest. He's got the picture of